Hi friends, welcome to day 13 of Vlogmas. Happy Friday the 13th for those who celebrate. I did buy a lottery ticket, which is what our family does on any Friday the 13th throughout the year. And I did win $3. So that counts. I also need to apologize because I may have misled you a little bit, unintentionally. I had posted my last book haul of the year. That was the last book haul video I was gonna do. But I have a project I'm doing in 2025, and so in preparation for that, I may be purchasing a few books. Not a lot at all. But first off, I want to say I did buy Finding a New Normal, Living Your Best Life with Chronic Illness by Suzanne L. Jackson. This is a book by Sue Jackson, who has a channel, a booktube channel, and I'll link her below. Sue has the same chronic health condition that I have, myalgic encephalomyelitis, and she has done a ton of research and put it together in a book and a blog. And I'm so thankful that she has done all of that. And I just recently bought this. I want to read it through and then also read her updates on her blog and kind of figure out how I'm going to move forward in 2025 with my health treatments, how I'm gonna address things, because I think I mentioned there's not a lot of research into ME. There's been an increase because it's very similar, if not the same as long COVID. ME is, they think, started in many ways by an infection of some sort, an immune response or over response from the body. And COVID-19 created that in many people. The same type of response, post-viral syndrome response. So not all of the ways that my Western medical team, through my insurance company, not all of the ways that they have prescribed for me to treat my chronic health condition have been effective or helpful in any way. There's some that are and there's some that aren't, and I'll talk more about that in 2025. But I am definitely an advocate for do your own research, and so I'm doing that. And Sue's book is going to help me learn more about someone who has the same symptoms and the same kind of approach to thinking. I think Sue and I kind of think the same way as far as take some Western medicine and some other alternative therapies into consideration. So looking forward to reading this, and I'll report back, of course, on that. Then I found 2 new releases that are actually on my wish list, and someone was selling them on Facebook Marketplace for less than one hardcover. So I had to get them. I got TJ Klune's Somewhere Beyond the Sea. This is the second to Cerulean Sea, the sequel. I loved The House in the Cerulean Sea, and so I'm really looking forward to getting to this probably in early 2025. And then The Anxious Generation, How the Great Rewiring of Childhood is Causing an Epidemic of Mental Illness by Jonathan Haidt. I have seen this in several different places, and the wait at the library is really long. So I saw that they were, my neighbor was selling a brand new copy. So I'm looking forward to reading that as well. So we're going to do a little bit of a reading update as well. I had one book, Christmas book, that I had started. That was The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. I got probably a couple of chapters in. The twins had switched places. However, it was due at the library and I could not renew it. The audiobook I'm waiting for, I think I'm like 4th or 5th on the audiobook list. So maybe it'll be here in time for Christmas and I can listen to it on my road trip. But I liked it so far, but right now it's a DNF because I had to return it. But I was liking it. So there's that. I am reading Wellness by Nathan Hill. I have 53 minutes left on the audiobook and I had to stop. I had to get other things done. And so I'm not going to be able to get back to it until maybe tonight or tomorrow. So I wanted to update you. This is about a couple, Jack and Elizabeth, who meet in the 90s in Chicago. Jack is an artist. Elizabeth is a researcher, sort of, I guess. And it kind of goes back and forth between when they met in the 90s and where they are present day, which is 20 years later. They have a son. I think he's 8-ish, 10-ish. And they're trying to decide where they're going to live, how their marriage is going to proceed. And there's a lot of connections to wellness movements, different kind of lifestyles. There's lots of algorithm talk in this, which I did not think I would like, but it was really hilarious. There's also, this is so relatable to me. They go into detail about Jack's dad using Facebook. And it just took me back to trying to help my mother use Facebook. My mom was in her 70s, I guess, when Facebook started, or when she got interested in it. And Jack's dad is also in his 70s. So I just had some, whoa, I remember I remember those conversations. Like printing out emails and not knowing that how to message versus writing on someone's wall, and it took me back. But I am really enjoying it. There is some I would say the way that the audiobook is, I actually slowed the audiobook down, which typically I listen to double speed because I don't know, audiobook narrators talk so slow. So I usually listen to at double speed. This one, the audio narrator, who I forgot to look at the name, I'll put the name down here, is really good, but gets so intense with like social media and stuff that it can increase your anxiety. if you're not ready for it. So I actually slowed it down a little bit so it wasn't so dramatic. But yeah, this is how much is this? This is an almost 600-page book. So I've got to finish it this weekend because I don't have to finish it this weekend. But my Everand subscription is expiring, and that's one of the audiobooks I have on it. That's where I'm listening to it. So I would like to finish it. And like I said, I have 53 minutes left. So I will give you a full review probably at the end of the month. I don't know that I'm going to do a mid-month wrap up just because of timing. And I've also doing Vlogmas. I have given you weekly updates. So it'll probably be an end of the month. I'm also reading Spectrum Women Walking to the Beat of Autism, edited by Barbara Cook and Dr. Michelle Garnett. This is a handful of essays by women who have autism, and they're kind of talking about different parts of life. And Dr. Garnett is giving the clinical picture related to what the woman is talking about in her specific essay. I'm not loving this collection, and it's mainly because I struggle with essay collections that have a very broad, like super broad topic, like autism spectrum and women on the spectrum, because there's so many different things that the women are talking about that, I don't know, I feel like we're jumping from one thing and then talking about something totally different. Like we went from personal relationships to socializing, anxiety, and addictions to personal safety to parenthood, independence, promoting positive employment. And I think if it were maybe organized differently, I don't know, grouping things together maybe, because I was just looking at, I haven't gotten there yet, but it goes from the positive employment to emotional stuff, and it's kind of jumping around a bit. I don't know that I'm vocalizing my frustration with this very well. It's also not, I think that the connection is, like I said, that these women have autism, and in many cases were diagnosed as an adult. I just feel that's really broad. And so we have different ideas and philosophies on being shared on diagnoses and how to disclose. And so it is, I think it would, so far from where I am, it would be something I would recommend to women who are older and getting diagnosed maybe in their 40s and 30s or 40s and have families and relationships. I don't know that younger women would find this super helpful. I don't know so far, but yeah, that's it. It may take me the rest of the month to read this, because it's not super engaging either, which is kind of a bummer too. I'm also reading West Girls by Laura Elizabeth Willett. This book came out and I bought it. I specially ordered it because I have liked Laura Elizabeth Willett's writing. She's an Australian author, and this is a novel and stories about one family, a biracial daughter, and her coming of age. And yeah, it's interesting. Her parents go through a relationship breakup, and there's new partners for the parents, different home life situations, extended family involved. So it's interesting. I like the writing style, which I knew I would. And I'm only, I would say, maybe a third into it. And I can see how they're connected because they do have the central character is there, Luna. I'm just curious to see if they're just snapshots into her life, or are they going to connect in some way to a bigger story? I don't know. So that is what I'm physically reading. My next read will be The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. This was one of my Book of the Month books, and I'm doing kind of an unofficial buddy read with some people from my book club. So yeah, that's where I'm at with my reading. I will just give you a little, I showed these to you yesterday. So these are some, my mom used to get us, my sister and I she would get us some of the houses. And the ones that we liked, they stopped making them. And then we decided we didn't have, like, my sister moved into places that were smaller, and I had smaller places that we didn't have enough room for all of them. Now my sister does. My sister has a really cool, which if she put it out, I'll try and get a picture of it when I'm up there. But I have a coffee house because I love coffee. I love fancy coffee. So kept the coffee house, and then the pub, you might not be able to see this, but it says the Lynn Pub, Lynn, which is my middle name, Michelle Lynn, hence my channel, Michelle Lynn Reads, that my mom saw and had to get it for me because we're also Irish, so pub makes sense. Anyway, those are two of my, and these are, I have to find Mrs. Claus. I don't know where Mrs. Claus is, but my mom made this, and this was one of my mom's too. So definitely kept Christmas decorations that have meaning. Let's get some chocolate because I would love a piece of chocolate. Today is the 13th. That one's up here. Oh, what do we have? So we have just a little piece of premium chocolate. So I will enjoy that after my dinner. I hope y'all are doing well, and I will see you on Sunday. I'm going to do Saturday and Sunday together as a vlog because I don't know that I'm going to get up to much on the weekend. Maybe get some stuff done around the house and wrap some presents. So I'll show all that to you. Yeah, but I'll see you Sunday with Vlogmas days 14 and 15 together. Have a great weekend. Bye.